Welcome into One-on-One on OSU Student Radio KXUI Sunlink Channel 112, live from Studio 318 here on the beautiful campus of Oklahoma State University. Coming off another loss, Logan. But we're moving past. The Cowboys lost on basically the last play of the game. I mean, it was a heartbreaker. But here's the good thing. We're moving past it. We're 5-4 now. We lost to Baylor. Probably shouldn't have. Some questionable play calls. But we're not questioning Gundy. We're not doing any of that because it's Bedlam week.
Right.
And before I could come on this show and start criticizing these Cowboys and what we usually do on Monday, Kyler Murray decided to open his mouth. And the quarterback of the Sooners is very talented. But
going to be a pro baseball player.
Going to be a pro baseball player and it's Bedlam week. I get it. I mean, that's what we're doing here. Said he didn't like Stillwater. Got our offensive coordinator's name wrong when referring to when he recruited him. Said that, when they asked about the Cowboys defense, he said no comment. That's fine. And, of course, the Sooners 24/7, Mr. Sooner, the Twitter account, who never went to OU, I'm sure all of them
just like the rest
are,
of the OU
commenting,
fans.
It's savage. I can't. That's hilarious. Well, that's fine. We go here, actually, which gives us some bit of credibility to talk about this rivalry, which you don't find in the state a lot.
Right.
But it is Bedlam week. So I will spend the next 3 shows talking about how much I love my university because I am checked it enrolled here. My family checked it went here. So that's, we got a leg up on that one. Obviously, OU dominates the football rivalry. But if Murray wants to talk like that all week, please do because this team does need motivation. So I will be fine. Happy if Kyler Murray talks like this all week.
Yeah.
I would love it.
And everyone always talks about how they dominate the football part of the rivalry, but if you look at literally every other sport,
yes,
OSU has dominated OU.
Hey.
Basketball, softball, maybe not softball, but baseball, soccer, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. OSU's on top in that.
And you know what?
Wrestling.
Like we can say, I'm glad you brought that up. OU, like we said, you can't get away from the facts of the series. They have dominated. But not one time, never in the history of Bedlam football has Oklahoma State said, I'm not afraid to play you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play you. I'm not going to go to Norman because, until we're competitive, we're not going to do it. Lou Rosselli, thank you for that ammunition into our arsenal because OU is too afraid to wrestle us twice. Yeah. They are too scared to they are coming to Stillwater, but they're too afraid to wrestle us twice. For the second year in a row, they are scared. Something that Oklahoma State has never done has been too afraid to go play OU in football. So you know what? Thank you, Lou Rosselli, if that's even your name. I think it is. But you know what? Thank you for that arsenal. But it is Bedlam week. We're not afraid to wrestle you. I believe it's December 11th. We'll see you in Galgariba. Anyways, obviously, the Cowboys did lose to Baylor with 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
We're going to break all of that down on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave all those fun stats and game summaries for our show with OSU insider Robert Allen, which we'll do on Wednesday.
We got one good show in with Robert before it all fell apart again.
We got one show. Yeah, I mean, not a great weekend, but we're moving on from that. Obviously, Alabama and LSU were getting dubbed the games of the century and all these things that are going to happen. And Coach O, the subtitles can understand.
The O's wrong, go Tigers.
We need subtitles here. The subtitles can't get him right. Obviously, his players couldn't understand it either. Some criticism of him calling out his players. But at the end of the day, and I didn't like that play by LSU. I mean, I thought it was a little cheap. I thought it was ridiculous, actually. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter because Alabama beat LSU by 29 points, shutting out the Tigers to 29 of 42, 295 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns. Harris,
he did throw his first interception.
He did throw his first interception.
So he's obviously not that good anymore, guys.
But Bama had 576 yards of total offense. LSU 196 and 12 rushing yards. They
12 rushing yards.
12 rushing yards.
That's incredible. Reed,
12.
This is kind of a ridiculous question that people have been asking for a long time, but I'm going to ask you anyway because I like the question. How far do we have to go? Do we have to go to the NFL before we can find a football team that can beat Alabama?
Yeah, you're going to have to. It's not in college football.
Yeah.
It's not in college football.
And I'm not saying like they could beat the Oakland Raiders.
No, I don't think I'm never in on those beating an NFL team argument, but in college football.
No one.
Clemson, I don't know that Clemson will be able to keep pace with them offensively, but I think Clemson or Georgia is the best shot to bring. And listen, if you're watching this play now, he comes up limping at the end.
Yes.
I don't think Tua Tagovailoa is anywhere close to healthy.
No, I mean, he's been in the injury tent, for the past 2 or 3 weeks, is that right?
It seems like every week that they've played.
But, I mean, it doesn't seem to make that big of a deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you don't want him hurt and missing complete games, but
here's the
at
scary
75,
thing.
80%, they're shutting guys like LSU out.
And you saw it for a play when he had to come out with an injury. He wanted to come back in, but he had to sit one play out. They put in their third string, which a third string in Alabama could start anywhere else in the country, it seems like. But Jalen Hurts just had surgery.
Yeah.
He's not available.
Yeah.
So they are it could go bad really quickly if Tua Tagovailoa wouldn't be able to go.
Right, but the rest of their schedule isn't exactly,
No, but I'm talking about national championship.
Okay, yes, I agree with you there. That could be an issue, but I think for the rest of the regular season, I'm not saying they could sit Tua, but they don't need him.
Yeah, I don't think they'll face a real challenge until they get to Atlanta.
Yeah.
In the SEC championship game, but the big game that we were all talking about, Alabama dominated as we both kind of predicted on Friday.
Took a lot of courage to do that. Took a lot of courage for me to pick Alabama, guys.
Number 4 Notre Dame went up to Evanston, Illinois to take on Northwestern. I said they would lose this game.
They almost did.
It was close in the end. They pulled away in the third quarter. Northwestern came back and then obviously lost by 10. Do you think Notre Dame is a real contender to finish this season undefeated and get in the college football playoff? No championship game for them, no conference championship.
Yeah.
They're independent. So they could walk right into the college football playoff.
And that's kind of the way I see the season ending. I mean, they got FSU, Syracuse, and USC to end the year.
I mean,
FSU has proven that
they couldn't beat Tallahassee Community College.
Yeah, they're having their worst year in school history. Don't you think?
Last year was pretty bad too.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got 77 hung up on them.
I'm sure if we looked at across history, FSU's had some probably worse years than this, but I don't know. This one's pretty bad, and I think it's bad because you're looking at Willie Taggart going, you haven't really won anywhere.
Right.
And your players are kind of quitting on you, so what's the future like?
Yeah.
Because you can probably digest one bad year for your first-year head coach at Florida State, that is. You can probably deal with that, but I think that there's some legitimate concern as to how good Willie Taggart can actually be.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree that he hasn't shown anything in his time there. And Florida, it's not like Texas. Nowhere's like Texas in terms of love for their football, college football, and that kind of stuff. But Florida's kind of one of those states where college means a lot. They don't have a lot of super successful pro teams. They had the Heat for a while, but I think most people in Florida latch on to Florida or Florida State and those kind of teams. So I think he's got a short leash right now, and I'm not going to say he's going to get fired after this year, but he is walking on thin ice. And going back to Notre Dame, I think Northwestern was their best chance at a loss. I kind of agree with you that was a trap game.
Syracuse is in Yankee Stadium, a weird environment, maybe, but I think that Notre Dame's got way too much talent for Syracuse.
Yeah, and I think they walk into the playoff. I think they get that 4th spot.
I think they get dominated when they get there.
I agree. I think they get there.
I will get the new college football playoff tomorrow around 6 o'clock, I think. But a game that I know that you're getting butterflies to talk about is Michigan and Penn State. Number 5, Michigan against number 14 Penn State, 42-7.
Shut them out until the 4th quarter.
42-7. Shea Patterson 11-17, 144 yards and
2 touchdowns.
They're getting everything that they want now.
Yes.
I think the only time that Michigan could lose, we're talking about where Notre Dame could lose and all those things.
Yeah.
The only real threat to Michigan now
is Ohio State.
And I mean, you're looking at Ohio State struggling with the 2-6 Nebraska team, struggled at Purdue.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Things have kind of started to fall apart at Ohio State, I'm not saying
just now.
Yeah, right.
Just now.
It really started to show, though, when Joey Bosa said, I'm going to the draft. And I'm not saying that has anything to do with it. That's just kind of like the same timeline. But, yeah, Ohio State's probably the biggest chance. And I love Michigan, and I love Jim Harbaugh.
I know.
That Ohio State team is the kind of Ohio State team they would go in and just totally drop the ball. like they did to who did they lose to in 2016 at the end of the year? They lost to a couple teams down the stretch, and it was just like head scratching.
Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what that game feels like to me. Even though it's a couple weeks away, I'm kind of worried about that. But if they win out, who are they going to play in the Big Ten championship? Is it Northwestern?
Like Northwestern right now.
And they struggle against Northwestern. I'm not saying.
And that's saying Northwestern. Oh, if they played Northwestern now,
yeah,
it would be ugly. I really think that. So here's the remaining schedule for the Wolverines: at Rutgers,
it's an easy dub,
versus Indiana at home in the Big House, and then they go
to
Ohio State. I think they would. I mean,
they would win in basketball too,
basketball
probably.
Now,
yeah.
At Ohio State, so you're looking to go. You know, you're
Yeah.
going to be 9-1 going in against, or 10-1 against Ohio State.
Yeah.
Northwestern here, on the other hand, at number 16 Iowa, which could be an interesting one. At Minnesota versus Illinois. They'll beat Minnesota and Illinois, I would imagine. That one at Iowa, who's going to drop is they lost a game, I believe, to Purdue this weekend. So it's going to be, you know, how good Iowa is. But Northwestern, if it ended today, it would be Michigan State and
Michigan
and Northwestern.
Yeah.
Or Michigan and Northwestern in the Big Ten championship.
Did you know Michigan has the most pick sixes in the nation?
That doesn't surprise me. They have probably the best defense. Probably Alabama and then Michigan as far as pure talent across the board. But Michigan is right there. Auburn knocks off number 20 Texas A&M 28-24. Not a good weekend for our good friend Riley Zerby's teams over here. Of course, he's got 50 of them, so he picks up some wins there somewhere.
Yeah.
OU with a close one down in Lubbock beat Texas Tech 51-16. Texas Tech just finds ways to lose games against the Sooners, it feels like. Ohio State struggled with Nebraska but beat them in the Horseshoe 36-31.
Go ahead,
Washington State, a team – oh, I'm almost there. Washington State, a team that I predicted to lose. It was close. It was 13-13 till the very end, and Washington won 19-13, but a really close one. And West Virginia beats Texas. Have you seen the clip? I retweeted. I don't know if you saw it when they're choosing to go for two to win the game.
Oh yeah.
And Dana Holgerson looks at Will Greer and says, "You want to go win the game?" Will Greer says yes. He goes, "Let's go win the bleeping game."
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
That's a coach right there. I love that.
That is awesome.
They went for it. They got it. Turns out Tom Herman called the timeout, went for it again, and got it. So they beat the. And Sam Ellinger's on Twitter crying that I will never forget the people who disrespect the rich history of university football. I mean, you know, cut away to Logan and myself right now.
Yeah. Remember this, Sam.
Write it down, Ellinger. I mean, there's like 300,000 of us doing this. I mean, have you been to the Cotton Bowl when you play OU? Half the stadium's doing it. There were 65,000 in Boone Pickens last weekend doing it.
Yep.
The entire state of West Virginia had horns down this weekend. Are you going to write
Surrender
down
Cobra
and personally remember all of those people? No.
Yeah.
Your rich history, I can't stand supporting OU football. OU's got such a better football history than Texas. It's not even close. Sam Ellinger, he deleted the tweet.
Of course,
if you're going to do that, you got to leave the tweet up. Yeah. That's part of it. But at the end of the day, Texas lost for the second week in a row.
Will Greer almost overthrew that guy to tie the game up.
Almost. But he
didn't. Get him down by one.
But he didn't, and ends up winning that game.
Yeah.
There in Austin. But the game that I am most excited for, do you see the Kentucky hats?
I don't.
That's right. I didn't get them out from the other room because I don't have to wear one. And why don't I have to wear one, Logan? Let's see here.
Because Georgia won.
34-17 Georgia over. A 17-point victory for the Bulldogs. Not as big as I thought it was going to be, but a dominating, easy win for the Georgia Bulldogs as they clinch the SEC East. Look at that. Oh, can you get me? No, you can't, because I play at Georgia and you play at Kentucky.
I hope we have the run of him just going untouched, like 80-something yards or something like that.
Oh, dominating fashion there, Logan.
They did. They ran the ball all over him. There wasn't really anything Kentucky could do about it.
440 total yards for the Bulldogs, 310 for Kentucky. So I'm sorry, Alexis, which I haven't seen her around anywhere. She is hard to find.
Better be careful. She's going to come out of nowhere.
Oh, that's fine. Alexis, please. I'm calling on you to show up somewhere to support your Kentucky Wildcats after taking that L. If I had a Georgia hat, I'd make her wear it. But we're going to get there at some point. But Kentucky didn't win. They're not going to the SEC championship game. Answered prayers there for Kentucky because Alabama would. It would be ugly in the SEC championship game. But we're going to take a quick break. be back to talk about everything that happened in the NFL this week. And you're watching One on One on OSU Student Radio KXUI Suddenlink Channel 112.
One on One is brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Visit facebook.com/TinkerFCU. While you're there for your family, we're there for you. Tinker Federal Credit Union. And OSU Communications. Not sure where to park? OSU Communications has got you covered with parking tips and bus schedule information. We'll be right back.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAS prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
Welcome back to One on One on OSU Student Radio KXUI Suddenlink Channel 112, live from Studio 318. I'm Reed Spencer, joined by my co-host Logan Mosier. We broke down college football, everything that happened on Saturday. Now we're getting into the NFL, a big day. We're going to start with Nathan Peterman because thoughts and prayers to that guy.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team now.
You're the only one in America who made that move.
I think he's owned in 1% of leagues. So
you are the 1%.
Yeah.
Like you are the 1%. Nathan Peterman is historically bad.
Yes.
We made the comment, and I'll say it because you know what? It is hinted with a bit of sarcasm, but also, honestly, this is how bad it is. It has been said that, heck, I mean, Colin Kaepernick can just show the tape of Nathan Peterman and prove his collusion case. That's how bad Nathan Peterman is. We make jokes. He's throwing, I believe, interceptions on 13% of his passes.
That's incredible. That's truly...
In the National Football League, he is throwing interceptions
awful.
on 13%. Now, if you watch the interceptions yesterday, some of them are not his fault, okay?
Yeah.
Not completely his fault, but I mean, he's awful. 31 of 49, 189 yards, and 3 interceptions, and a 41-9 loss to the Chicago Bears yesterday.
That's awful.
Historically bad.
That is awful.
Historically bad.
Oh.
I mean...
How many pick sixes do you have? Do you have 2 or 1?
2 yesterday.
How do you have 2 pick sixes?
And they returned... I don't know what the Bears defense had on fantasy, but...
How do they... Oh, they had like 23 or 28, something like that. But how do you start this guy if you're Buffalo? How do you do that?
I don't know how.
Like, how can you get away with that and have a job? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Nathan Peterman has thrown 7 interceptions to 1 touchdown this year.
Oh, my God. Reed, I really think you or I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, like...
What was his first career start? 5 picks?
Yeah, 4 or 5 against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
This guy hasn't even... He has proven nothing as an NFL quarterback. He has proven that he sucks, actually. That is what he has proven. He has proven that he is historically the worst quarterback to ever put on a jersey in the NFL.
All right, you ready for this?
I am.
In his career, he's played in 8 games.
Okay.
He's 1-3 as a starter.
How did he win?
52, I don't know.
I gotta see who he beat.
Probably played the Jets or something.
Ooh.
1-3 as a starter, 52.3% completion percentage. He's thrown for 549 yards, 3 touchdowns in his career. 3. 12 interceptions. 12 interceptions. He's thrown 12 interceptions. 12. I don't like.
That's bad.
He's thrown 130 passes in his career.
And he has how many interceptions?
12.
Oh my God.
12
How?
interceptions on 130 passes. I
That
wish.
that just makes me so mad. And it's not even that, like, Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job and that makes me mad. But
It's that you or I don't have a job in the
right.
NFL.
Like, I could do that. I'm trying to find his win real quick. Oh, his win was against he had a win against Chicago in the preseason and against Cleveland in the preseason. Good for
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman. I'm trying to find the game he started in and won.
Well, while you're
I
trying
have
to
no
find
idea.
that, I will move on
Okay.
to.
I'll come back to you with that.
We're moving on to the positive news in the NFL. The gold jacket. I don't know if they have got it. It fitted for Patrick Mahomes yet, but they beat the Browns 37-21. Mayfield was 29 of 42, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Mahomes 23 of 32, 375 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. But some people on the crew here are loud. Golly.
Found it. He beat the Colts 13-7. That's Nathan Peterman's one win. 5 for 10, 57 yards, a touchdown, no picks.
No picks.
No picks.
Again, and what win did he have?
It was against the Colts, the Andrew Luckless Indianapolis Colts.
Were they 2-14 that year?
They were something bad.
Yeah, so I mean,
They were really bad.
We're not even giving him that win. I'm
Yeah.
taking it away. I'm just gonna put it in the loss column. He's been that bad.
I can agree with that. So anyway, back to the good stuff.
But the Chiefs dominated the Browns yesterday.
Yes.
The Chiefs defense is awful. Allowed the Browns to hang around every time. The Mahomes interception was in garbage time, basically running into the half.
Yeah.
I mean, but I thought exactly what would happen happened. The Browns played very aggressive. They went for it on 4th down.
You thought they were going to win.
Well, I thought that they had a chance. It
Yeah.
worried me.
Okay.
But why I thought they would win is what they did, but it obviously wasn't enough. The talent, the coaching gap.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg Williams is crazy. I mean,
Bounty
he's
gate.
crazy. He's going for it on 4th down. I mean,
yeah.
it was awful. But the Steelers beat the Ravens as the Ravens fall to 4-5. They're sliding. Some talks of Harbaugh losing his job in Baltimore. I don't know how I feel about that. But if they miss the playoffs this year, Logan, the 4th year missing the playoffs in a row.
That's a tough division, though.
The Browns
Well,
are in it.
I guess that's
The
true.
Browns
and
and
the
the
Bengals
Bengals
are in it. I guess the Steelers are just
Yeah, but
the
I
other
mean,
team. But
you can say it's a tough division, but you want to win.
yeah, but weren't they like 1 game away last year or something like that? Like they were pretty close, if I
Yeah,
remember
they started
right.
out bad, finished strong, but
yeah.
it wasn't enough. But
And
they
they
got to
seem to
start.
be doing the opposite this year.
Yeah, they got to start or finish strong again this year. I mean, they started out strong. They're fading away in the middle of the
Yeah.
season. Need that third, portion of the season to really be stronger. He might be without a job. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure. Chris Johnson retired, by the way, today.
I saw that.
He's gone.
Well, I
done.
mean, Reed, okay, let me tell you the Ravens' schedule for the rest of the year. They're at home for the Bengals and the Raiders the next 2 weeks, then at Atlanta, at Kansas City, then Tampa Bay, at the Chargers, and then the Browns. I think they can make the playoffs.
you would think.
In those games, I could see him losing 3. I could see him losing to the Chiefs.
That will make them 8-8, though.
I think the 8-8 might get him to the playoffs
I mean, you got the Chiefs, Steelers, the Chargers.
Yeah.
Either the Chiefs or Chargers are going to take up that wild card spot.
Yeah.
And the Texans. I mean, it'll be tough to finish 8-8 and get in there. But the Rams, actually, stop. You're Denver Broncos.
Man, I was hoping
We're
you
not going to
missed
jump
that.
ahead. We're not going to miss that.
Okay.
Bill O'Brien said some
He did.
you'd have to read his lips, but I encourage you to look it up on Twitter after going into halftime. Vance Joseph calls a timeout as the Texans are kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
He missed it, but it didn't count because Vance Joseph called the timeout. Kicks it again and makes it. Then Bill O'Brien is seen jogging off the field calling Vance Joseph.
He was just thanking him. He was saying thank you.
Yeah, something like that. But that was an interesting one. Then denied it.
Yeah.
And as we talked about on the show, you
cameras.
can't deny it with cameras.
Yeah.
We see it happened.
I will say, Case Keenum played a good game.
He didn't win, though.
I know, but he played a good game. And,
Brandon McManus was awful.
I think the coaching in Denver is a big problem. I think Vance Joseph, he may be having the time of his life. That's my favorite joke in the NFL is Vance Joseph is having the time of his life. But
it's a bad life.
He's not having a great coaching time. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's the coach at the end of the year. The Broncos have a lot more trouble than the quarterback spot.
Yeah, your kicker.
Yeah.
Brandon McManus is not good.
But I mean, why go for that far out?
I mean, you don't have a choice. I mean,
they did stuff before that where they could have
put
themselves in a better position, like better field position.
I didn't watch the game because honestly, I didn't want to.
That's fair.
I wanted to watch a real football team. Sorry.
No, it's okay, Reed. Your time. My time will come. The Broncos will be good again, and I will let you know.
You've had your time. You got a Super Bowl a few years ago.
Yeah.
Demaryius Thomas, the former Bronco, comes back just 5 days after being traded.
I bet he didn't even leave.
No, he had 3 receptions, 61 yards in the first quarter. Didn't have anything after that, but had a productive game.
Yeah.
And got the win that they needed.
And I wish him the best. He did a lot for Denver. I'm really sad to see him go, but
me too. He couldn't catch anything.
His role diminished quite a bit, especially after Peyton Manning left. So I'm glad he's on a team that could make the playoffs and not make a run, but I think they could make the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But the Rams, they
finally lost.
They lost.
They fell.
Everyone says, they're celebrating in Miami. Who cares? The Saints beat the Rams. The Rams come back down 21 at halftime, fight their way back to tie the game at 35, and then the Saints scored the last 10 points of the game to win 45-35. 413 yards, or 483 yards total offense for the Rams. 487 for the Saints.
Man.
So it was very close in offensive totals, but the Saints end up getting the win. Do you think that the Rams, I mean, when we get these losses, it's kind of as you're seeing, they went for that fake kick there and barely missed out on it. But do you think that the Rams have a serious problem on defense? Marcus Peters has been
awful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know, because Marcus Peters was great for your Chiefs. He was great for a while. They still have a Aqib Talib, but they're missing something on defense. And I don't know if it's because they're not getting anything on the front line from anyone besides Aaron Donald, or if it's the secondary, but they're missing something, which is weird because at the beginning of the year, I think both of us said this might be the best defense in football.
Yeah, far and away the best defense.
Yeah, because of all the talent they have on the roster.
And Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
Your guy, former Denver defense coordinator. Yeah. I mean, the no-fly zone there, and they just haven't been able to get it done on defense. But their offense, much like Kansas City, is just so electric that you don't need it. And you could say the same for the Saints as well.
Right.
But the Rams do fall to 8-1. You expect, they're probably going to finish the season with this one loss or two and find their way. Yeah. Certainly these teams are more than likely going to finish the season.
Do they play your Chiefs again?
The Rams,
yeah.
We play in Monday Night Football in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
In Mexico City. As you're seeing Michael Thomas with the Joe Horn celebration.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was great. Some other people didn't like it, but
people need to calm down about that. Like, why do you not like when people celebrate and have a good time when they accomplish something?
I don't. People are just bothered. I think it was Michael Strahan.
There's too much haterade.
Yeah, Michael Strahan had a big problem with it, and I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the big battle, I mean, obviously is New Orleans and L.A., but the Patriots and Packers last night on Sunday Night Football. Brady 22 of 35, 294 yards and a touchdown. Rodgers 24 of 43, 259 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think you saw last night that it is everything that we thought it was.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is the better physical talent, but Tom Brady's team wins.
Yeah, and that sucks for Aaron Rodgers because they don't even put him in a position to win.
Yeah.
He's without a defense. He was without a running game for a long time, and he basically still is without a good running game. His defense is bad. I mean, he only has Devontae Adams, and he had Jordy Nelson, but they let Jordy Nelson go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad Aaron Rodgers got paid. I'll put it that way. He got paid and he got a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the GOAT wins 31-17 over the Packers last year. We're going to come back and talk about NBA, your favorite topic, some fun storylines here in the association. We'll be right back on One-on-One, OSU Student Radio, KXUI, Suddenlink, Channel 112.
One-on-One is brought to you by Oklahoma Christian University. Get your master's degree in accounting, business administration, theology, engineering, computer science, or cybersecurity from Oklahoma Christian University. Apply at oc.edu/grad. Oklahoma University is committed to offering the best graduate school experience we possibly can. Come learn and grow with us. And The Table. Stop by The Table on Thursdays at 8 p.m. to join their Bible study. Shoot Rachel an email at rachel@thetableosu.com for more information. We'll be right back.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
Welcome back to One-on-One on OSU Student Radio, KCUI, Suddenlink, Channel 112, live from Studio 318 here in beautiful Stillwater, Oklahoma. Some people do like Stillwater. I
like Stillwater. Do you like Stillwater?
I love Stillwater.
Riley, can you shake your head if you like Stillwater? He likes Stillwater.
Larry loves
Stillwater.
I love Stillwater.
I mean, Stillwater's a great place, Kyler. You should give it a chance. Don't just come for the game. Don't just like drive in and leave. Stay around, have a good time. Go to Coney Island, go to Eskimo Joe's. There's plenty of stuff to do here. It's a great place.
Yeah, shocker, somebody from DFW has a problem with coming to a town of 40,000 in Oklahoma. But, I mean, I've never really heard people talk about how much they love Norman, but that's just me. Anyways, let's get into the NBA. Something we're going to be doing all week. It's the theme of Bedlam. It's going to be trash talk.
It's the best week.
Just get used to it. 87-18, and I believe it's 6 here,
yeah.
Bedlam football. So we're going to take our shots where we can because it might not happen on Saturday. Fingers crossed. Anyways, Tyson Chandler is going to join the Los Angeles Lakers after a buyout from Phoenix. Do you think that adding Tyson Chandler, there's a lot of talking points here for the Lakers. It might go the entire segment for all I know.
Yeah.
Is that going to help the Lakers on defense? Now, last year, before you get in, because I know that you know everything about this.
Yeah.
So I want to get some points in, and then you can talk about it.
Okay.
The Lakers, much like the Cavaliers from last year, 4-6 at this point through 10 games.
Yeah.
And one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yep.
But LeBron still propelled that team to the finals. Now, that was the East, but beat some good teams in the East, and, sweeping the number 1 seed Toronto.
Yes.
So those talking points, do you think LeBron and adding Tyson Chandler will bring this together to make the Lakers a contender in the West?
No, and I'm going to say Tyson Chandler doesn't help because they don't need Tyson Chandler. He's going to help them out. He's going to make it to where you don't have to play JaVale McGee near 30 minutes a game. Tyson Chandler can give you some solid minutes. But they don't need anyone right now. They need time to develop Brandon Ingram, to let Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma and Josh Hart and those guys figure out how to play with LeBron. That's a hard thing to do when you go from being arguably the worst team in the NBA to getting the best player of this generation and possibly all time. And he totally changes how a team operates. You saw that when he went to Miami and then went back to Cleveland. And now here, there's always some level of dysfunction. And they always start slow. Like you said, last year the Cavaliers were 4-6 to start the year. I think whenever they came back, whenever LeBron first came back in 2014, he took October off.
Yeah.
He took a vacation. So, I mean, this is not the worst case whatsoever, but it's gonna get figured out. I don't think they're a contender this year, no matter who they add, unless they obviously add like a Jimmy Butler or some other all-star somehow. An all-star caliber player makes them a contender in the West, but adding Tyson Chandler probably helps them be a playoff team. And there are some teams that this Lakers team could probably beat in the playoffs.
Such as? I don't think they could beat Denver.
They can't beat Denver.
Golden State.
They can't beat Golden State. They can't beat Houston. They could probably beat Portland. And I know Portland's beat them twice already in the regular season. But it's LeBron.
Could they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder? A 4-5 matchup, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or a 3-6.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Just because the depth on Oklahoma City and the experience. That's ultimately what's going to do the Lakers in. In terms of playoff experience, you have however many years of LeBron, however many years of Rondo.
And Rondo's not playing well.
Right. It's kind of come to light that Lonzo Ball is a better fit with LeBron than Rondo. But, okay, so you get the playoff experience of Rondo, LeBron, Tyson Chandler. He won a championship. I'll put him in there. But no one else on that team knows how to win.
Yeah.
Besides Luke Walton, the coach, which I could go on and on about how he's on the hot seat, but I don't think he's in danger. But we can talk about that later on. Tyson Chandler, just to give you his last couple of years, since his last year in New York through last year, he's averaged 8.4 points, 10 rebounds, 0.9 blocks on 63% shooting, and that's with 27 minutes. You can't play him 27 minutes. He's 36. He's just not. He's not an impact guy, and that doesn't even fix the problems of the Lakers shooting. So I mean, who do you want to shoot a three on the Lakers? Yeah.
I mean, well, I would rather have LeBron shooting a three than a free throw. I'll tell you that. But on that,
but if you take LeBron out,
I mean, Brandon Ingram, maybe
Ingram,
Kuzma?
Josh Hart, Kuzma.
There's no one that you point and go, I want that guy.
Right, and that's my point. They need that.
Yeah.
They need a guy like that can knock down threes at will, like Kyle Korver or like Kyrie.
Well, no, golf. They go out and get Kyle Korver. They might
I
send
don't-
more people
no.
to Cleveland.
No, I think LeBron met with Magic and he's like, hey, I know Cleveland said they're like shopping JR and they're getting rid of Kyle. No,
J.R.
not
Smith.
here.
Mark my words.
Yeah.
There is 0% chance J.R. Smith would come and be a Laker.
Yeah.
0. Well, he would. He would join the Lakers.
Yeah,
the
wouldn't want
Lakers
him.
would not let J.R. Smith join.
Yeah, no, they would not let that happen. But that's my point. Tyson Chandler doesn't add anything that they need a lot. He's going to help them on defense and with actual veteran leadership, but he's not going to help them where they're really hurting to push them over the hump in the West.
So that brings me to my next point. You mentioned Walton being in trouble. He met with Magic. He admonished him. He scolded him.
Yeah, and Magic came out today and said he's not getting fired this year unless something terrible happens.
Which I feel like that's a terrible thing to say out in public. Just be like, listen, Luke, we're not getting rid of you, but this has got to get fixed.
Yeah.
But I don't feel as though this is Luke Walton's team. I don't know that it ever has been since Magic showed up. It's been Magic's show, and then LeBron showed up. So where does Luke Walton fit in? What does he do to make this better? Because maybe the only guy in the NBA that can look at their coach and say, hey, no, we're not doing that. We're running this.
Yeah.
Is LeBron James.
Yeah.
And now you throw that on a team who hasn't ever won with Luke Walton, and I don't think that's Luke Walton's fault that they haven't been able to win.
Right.
That's the Lakers' fault for being bad for almost 8 years now.
Yeah.
that's on the Lakers. But to this point, I feel like you almost have to bring in a guy much like Ty Lue. Not saying that they should fire Walton and bring in Ty Lue, but I don't know that Walton's the personality like Ty Lue that can kind of let LeBron lead and still get his punches in on the team and make a difference. So
yeah, and my thing with Luke Walton, he's 38. He's in the same draft class as LeBron James. He played against Rajon Rondo in the finals. He's played against guys like Michael Beasley, Lance, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and they all know he sucked.
Yeah.
As a player, they know he was awful. So how are those guys going to respect him? The younger guys, he can get to respect him, because all they know is he was on a Lakers team that won a championship. But Rondo can go up and be like, Luke, you tried to guard me in the finals and you couldn't stop me. You were lost on defense. How am I going to listen to you about what play we should run or how we should run our defense?
Yeah.
And I think you obviously get rid of Rondo before you get rid of Luke Walton.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, Rondo hasn't panned out through. I mean, the truth of the matter with all this is we're through 10 games.
Yeah.
We know that LeBron is not. This is not going to fly for 82. It is going to get fixed some way or another. But LeBron didn't ink a one-year deal. I don't think anyone expects the Lakers to win a title this year.
Right.
They expect to see vast improvements, but they're still in the West with Golden State. Golden State probably got better from last year, believe it or not, adding DeMarcus Cousins, who's going to be there in the playoffs. So I'm not so sure what the Lakers do. I don't know that Luke Walton's the answer. And like I said, that's not necessarily what Luke Walton does. It's what he doesn't do, dealing with LeBron and Magic and all that stuff. And I think you bring up an excellent point. I mean, how are they gonna look at this guy and go, well, there's a reason we're still playing.
Exactly.
There's a reason you're not.
He's only 4 years older than LeBron.
That's crazy.
And I do want to bring up a stat. Like, they're 4-6 right now, right?
Yeah.
There's a stat on Basketball Reference, which, some people have the Bible. I have Basketball Reference. That's what I use to guide my life. They have a stat called Pythagorean wins, which is the number of wins you should have based on the points you score and how many points you allow. Their record should be 5-5. So being 4-6 based on you should be 5-5, that's not that bad. I think that's just what this team is. They're terrible on the perimeter defensively, and they can't shoot. And if you can't guard the three or shoot the three in the NBA, you're not going to win a lot of games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think he's necessarily the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, he played in 564 games. He started 138. He averaged 17.2 minutes per game.
Yeah.
I mean,
not an impact guy. And I mean, Steve Kerr wasn't an impact guy, but he's so far removed and had so much other coaching experience.
Yeah.
And he won a lot more than Luke Walton. Luke Walton won while he was with the Lakers, but Steve Kerr won just about everywhere he went. But I think the age difference is such a big deal because it's so small with a lot of these guys, and that can poison the locker room. You know what I mean? For other guys, the young guys see Rondo. I keep pointing out Rondo. I'm not saying Rondo's out there disrespecting Luke Walton, but those older guys, if they act like that towards him, the younger guys are gonna be like, well, we can't trust this guy. And at that point, maybe he's not the answer, and you bring in a guy like Mark Jackson, a guy that's needed a job for a long time, and really turned Golden State into what they are. Steve Kerr kind of just came in and cleaned up some other stuff, and now they're winning championships every year.
Yeah.
But Mark Jackson did a lot of work on that team. He's a good coach. A lot of guys respect him. So I think he's on the short list for a job. Sadly, probably one of the Van Gundys is on the short list for a job.
Oh, you know what? I don't think that they're the answer for any franchise, but if they're the answer to get them off TV, I'm all in. I am all in.
You don't like guys in the booth yelling at the refs all the time?
No, I mean, listen, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But there is some help on the way. The Lakers are gonna be a talking point for us until we finish this show for summer break.
And to be fair, LeBron's gonna flip the switch at some point, and they're gonna go on like an 11 or 12 game winning streak.
Yeah, probably January. Yeah. The end of January. But the Houston Rockets are in desperate help of defensive help.
They might
we
have
all
gotten
know D'Antoni cannot coach defense. He's an offensive guy. But the answer might be on the way.
Yeah, the guy that kind of revolutionized their defense last year, they were one of the best defensive teams in the league last year. He retired at the end of last year due to family reasons and stuff, but the Rockets seem to have struck a deal where he's coming back. He's worked through whatever he needs to, and he'll be coming back full-time at the end of the month. I think that's going to help a lot just because you bring back most of the same roster, but you're not winning as many games. And you're scratching your head looking at that, and I think it's the defense. So if that gets fixed, Houston's back to winning a lot of regular season games, but nothing in the playoffs. That doesn't change anything in the postseason for Houston.
You don't think they have a shot anymore?
No, their window closed for me as soon as Trevor Ariza and Luka Mbamute left.
Yeah.
Those guys were so good, guarding guys like Kevin Durant and Iguodala and Klay Thompson. They don't have anyone for that really anymore, except for P.J. Tucker.
Well, they're allowing 112.1 points per game, so hopefully they're going to bring that down and get a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. We all expect the Rockets to be there in the end. But we're going to take a quick break, come back, and talk about a former Cowboy, the double champ, Daniel Cormier. We'll be right back on 101 OSU Student Radio, KXUI, Sunlink Channel 112.
One-on-One is brought to you by Oklahoma Air National Guard. Contact Oklahoma Air National Guard at 800-GO-TO-ANG or visit their website at goang.com/OK for more information about how to get 100% college tuition. And Unitarian Universalist Church. If you're looking for a church home, visit Unitarian Universalist Church of Stillwater, located at 320 South Stallion Street. They offer an alternative spiritual path and welcome all races, religions, and beliefs. They are also LGBTQ friendly. Services every Sunday at 10:30. We'll be right back.
Stillwater Medical Center now offers a convenient way to view your health information online. It's secure, easy, and free. Our hospital and clinic patient portals allow you to view results and reports, medications and allergies, track visit histories, view upcoming appointment information, and see your statements. To enroll, go to stillwatermedical.com and click on the patient portal link near the top right of the page. If you have questions, please feel free to call 405-533-6010.
Welcome back into One-on-One on OSU Student Radio KXUI, Sunlink Channel 112, live from Studio 318 here in Stillwater, America, a place we're very happy to be, Logan. We're going to start, we'll get to Daniel Cormier here and then Floyd Mayweather, which he finds a way to be back in the news. But we're talking about Joel Embiid to start off. I know you love talking about the NBA.
I do.
So
I'm glad we carried it over.
Yes. we have just a month, probably a month left of football. And so I'm trying to find more basketball talking points to bring up to you. And when I was making this rundown, Joel Embiid, he just never shuts up. He says that he has all the real estate, not word for word, but he owns real estate in Andre Drummond's head. Drummond's been tweeting and back and forth. For Joel Embiid to be considered a legitimate basketball talent, he's one of the best in the NBA. He's a very rare talent in what he's able to do, especially now that he's healthy.
Yes.
But when you think about Joel Embiid, you think about how immature he is, how much of a child he is on Twitter, and when he's talking to these players. Unbelievable talent, but that's not the first thing I think of. Does he need to grow up to solidify himself as one of the best in the NBA?
I want to say yes, but at the same time, like, he kind of understands when he gets dominated, he knows not to say stuff. Like when they asked him, whenever they lost to Boston earlier in the year, I believe it was a close game or something like that. I'm sorry, they lost by 18. Sorry, they got blown out. And I mean, he was honest. He was like, they dominate us. That's not word for word, but he said he's
tired of them.
Yeah, they dominate them, and he said that. But he makes the most out of it when he wins. You know what I mean? He goes on Twitter and he posts something from Andre Drummond's story. He says he owns all the real estate in his head. And he does stuff on the court, and it kind of hurts him. I think he got teed up for staring down Andre Drummond the other night. And then, he's all raving on Twitter, talking all the crap he wants, and, he has every right to do that when he wins. But then he goes out the next night and gets blown out by Brooklyn. They lose by 25. You can't act like you're one of the best and not be consistent.
Yeah.
You can't have one of the best nights of your career, 39 points, 17 rebounds against the Pistons, and like he says, totally dominate Andre Drummond, and then go out against the Nets, whose best player is a second-year guy out of Texas Tech. Trying to remember his name. It's a center. I think his last name's Allen, Jared Allen, maybe.
Oh, yeah, from Texas.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
So, and then he dominates you apparently, and you only score 16, but you get 15 rebounds and you get blown out by 25.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to take accountability at some point in your prep to make sure you're ready to go every night. We kind of saw that with Anthony Davis for a couple years. He didn't talk near as much smack as Joel Embiid, but he was kind of inconsistent for a while, but something snapped last year when DeMarcus Cousins went down, and now he's the best player on the floor every night, it seems, almost, except for when he plays, maybe Golden State or the Lakers or something like that. But we have yet to see that from a lot of young guys like him, Karl Anthony Towns, Porzingis. I think they all have some growing up to do. And to be fair, he's only 24.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, but how long did he have to sit on the bench and grow up? I mean, he's been doing this for 2 years now.
I agree.
3. I mean,
this is his third full season, but he sat out basically 2 years before. So,
I mean, it's just annoying to me.
I agree.
It's like and like I said, if you watch one game, you know what a rare talent he is and how good he can be. But it's like, and he'll never be LeBron. LeBron is one of the few. But I mean, you look at Dwayne Wade, just does it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to hear it from you.
And I think that's kind of, not to get like into society, but that's just how we are now. Yeah. Everything's on social media. Everything's for likes. Everything's for favorites.
Yeah. Not enough people are reading Basketball Reference, Logan. It's a real problem.
That's what I'm on right now.
Real
stats right now.
Both of us. We're both on
I've
Basketball
converted
Reference.
Reed. Reed is now a part of the Church of Basketball Reference. Welcome, Reed.
I'm a reference.
I'm scaring Larry over there.
B-ball referencee, is that what I am now?
Yeah.
All right. So we both agree that Embiid needs to grow up.
Yeah.
So one more basketball topic really quickly. Is Butler just sitting out to turn the knife in the Wolves? I mean, is he just being obviously super petty to begin with?
Right.
But is he just now sitting out just to be a jerk, basically?
I think so. It's that, and I think it's also good for both sides. Because if he gets hurt again, his trade value's gone.
Yeah.
So it's in the best interest of him to stay healthy and of the Wolves, because they got to get rid of him. Like you said, he's just twisting the knife in their side, saying awful stuff at practice, demeaning teammates. But, he's a good leader, Reed. He's a good leader is what he says.
Stick him and Joel Embiid in a room for a day and see, just put a microphone in and see what's said.
Yeah.
That would be good. I want to see that practice. Trade him to Philly. Yeah. I want to see that practice.
And, I kind of want the Timberwolves to roll out that third string with Jimmy and see if they can beat another team, see if that's a verifiable story.
I would love that. I would love it. Daniel Cormier choked out Derek Lewis in the second round to be the double champ.
Thank goodness.
In the UFC.
Reed.
Derek Lewis survived.
He was this close to being champion. Not this close, but like he was a lucky hit away from being a UFC champion.
Yeah. And
he says some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Joel Embiid says some stuff. Derek Lewis,
you can't even repeat what he says.
NSFW, I feel bad watching some of the stuff he puts on Instagram. Like, you're like, This guy's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He has a verified Instagram.
It's
and
hilarious.
there's awful stuff on there. Do not watch it if you are below the age of like 20.
Yeah, NSFW. Larry can't watch it. Larry's only 18 over here. We cannot have Larry. We had to
Larry
protect
might have a
Larry
heart attack if
at
he
all
watches it.
cost. We cannot let him look at Derek Lewis's Instagram. But close to being the champ.
Yes.
But Daniel Cormier handled him as expected. The former Oklahoma State Cowboy wrestler making OSU proud.
Yes.
Looks like he's going to fight Brock Lesnar next. Told him in the ring afterwards to bring his WWE.
Why does he like to fight guys that do steroids?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
That is Daniel Cormier's ultimate kryptonite, is he fights guys that do steroids. Like, he's undefeated besides John Jones, who cheats and does steroids.
Tested positive after both fights.
Yeah, and Brock Lesnar, that guy is 100% made of steroids. Like, it's not even muscle, it's just steroids.
I think if Daniel Cormier fought John Jones again, I think he would have a real shot to win. Because in that second fight, I saw something yesterday where he threw 40 head kicks against Daniel Cormier, and he landed one. And in that second fight, Daniel Cormier was winning that fight. John Jones kicks, and finally landed one, and unfortunately brought Cormier down. But I think that Cormier, I'm not saying for sure that he would beat him. Obviously, he's 0-2. But I think he would have a real good shot. Speaking of fighters, Floyd Mayweather is fighting in Japan against, I don't want to be disrespectful, I can't pronounce his name.
He's fighting in like some Japanese MMA,
kickboxing.
Yeah,
but it's gonna have to be the rules,
which is ridiculous.
The same way he beat Conor McGregor. If he gets in a ring, he would never beat Conor McGregor. But they do it with.
I hate how people are willing to warp the rules so they can get paid to fight this guy. What
if this guy just goes out and just against all rules, just
he will be
roundhouses?
He will be the next American hero. He will be the next American hero, and he's from Japan and has never probably been here.
Yeah.
That is what that would mean. If
he's a kickboxer.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he know about boxing? I mean, same with McGregor. What did they know? They can't get themselves to. I mean, you saw McGregor. He was struggling to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Lots of hammer fists. Did you see, I think it was Sugar Ray Leonard or someone came on TV and talked about that recently, about how Conor did pretty good in the fight except for all the hammer fists he threw, which, like you said, is hard to adjust to.
Yeah, not good, but we know what Floyd Mayweather's doing on December 31st. We'll be back on Wednesday with OSU insider Robert Allen to break down the Baylor and upcoming Bedlam football game. Thank you for watching 101 on OSU Student Radio, KXUY, Sunlink, Channel 112.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAS prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.